Hey friends, it's time for our April budget update. Every month we share a family budget update with all of our numbers to give you a real-life example of what a budget can look like. While everyone's budget can and should look different, it's helpful to see how all this budgeting theory plays out in real life with actual numbers. Okay, this is YNAB. It's short for You Need a Budget. We've been using YNAB since 2014. If you're new here, we live on last month's income. That means the money that we earned in March is what we spent in April. And the money that we earned in April is what we're spending now in May. So, in April, we had actually a lot of money to deal with because we, the month before, got a tax refund and my husband got some pay from his private law firm practice. What else? There was something else big that happened in April, or it happened in March. So we had a lot more income to deal with in April. So first is tithing. We tithe 10% on the money that we earned the month before. So that's what this is. Fast offering, that's a donation that we make to help the poor in our area through our church. Monthly bills. So our mortgage is $2,781 a month. That includes principal and interest and property taxes and homeowners insurance. We live in Northern California. Our electricity was $275 in April. That covers the electricity we used in March and the first week of April. This is actually not bad at all for us. Car insurance. This covers our two vehicles. We have two minivans. My husband's car got totaled by a buck that jumped into him on the highway. So right now we just have the two minivans. And the insurance will actually be going down because we actually canceled the insurance on one of our vans since we're not driving them at all right now. We figure we may as well cancel the insurance on the one for the time being since Mike's working from home and we're just home all the time. So the next time we pay our car insurance, it will be prorated. Internet, $71. In the past, you've seen this at $65, but we changed internet plans with all of our kids have Zoom meetings with their teachers, and Mike's working at home, and I'm working at home, and we just have a lot of internet activity going on. We upped our speed, but the plan wasn't that much different. And anyway, so just a couple dollars of change. Water, we put $100 a month toward this. The bill comes every other month, so I'm not quite sure what it will be, but we put $100 in April, and then we'll put $100 in May, and then pay the bill in May. Trash is every other month as well. That's $74 or $75 every other month. So we put half of that in each month. Cell phone. So my cell phone is about $22 a month. Mike's cell phone is on his business, which it'll be coming over to the family budget soon as he's finishing up his law practice on the side. This also includes a new phone that we got, a $25 a month phone with unlimited data through Visible. It's a new phone that we got because our regular cell phones through Republic Wireless don't actually get service at our house. They work through Wi-Fi, and so that's what we do when we're at home. We kind of live in a canyon where we don't get good cell service. With the Visible phone, we actually get service at our house, which is actually really important to us because when it's fire season and PG&E has these power shutoffs where they shut off the power for several days when it's a time when they expect that the power danger is high, they just shut off our power. And when we don't have Wi-Fi, our regular cell phones don't work. And so we don't have any contact with the outside world. We can't call or text anyone without our cell phones. So we have this other phone, this third phone that we got, and it gets service at the house. And we actually had a couple power outs this week. They weren't the planned ones. They were just random things. So we were able to try it out, and it does in fact work at our house just fine, even without any of the internet or anything. So we'll keep that for now. It's $25 a month for my peace of mind that when there's a forest fire down the road from us, we'll be able to contact each other and know what's going on. So, okay, home phone, it's not a real home phone. It's a VoIP phone through Uma that Mike uses when he works at home. But just like our cell phones, without internet without electricity, that won't do us any good. So that's why we have the other cell phone. Okay, orthodontist, we pay $61 a month for our oldest has braces. Piano, she also takes piano lessons. That's what this is for. Disability insurance, we just got this a couple months ago, and we actually paid for the whole plan out of pocket, but then now we're budgeting it each month to pay ourselves back. So this money just goes back to ourselves from what we paid out. Okay, everyday expenses. Food for April, just $161. If you've been around, you've probably seen that we're doing a quarantine food storage challenge where we're not going to the store at all. We started this back in March, and we're not going to the store. We're just eating from our food storage, our long-term food storage, our oats and wheat and beans and rice and everything we have in our food storage. And, we've already been doing this for 2 months, and it barely looks like there's a dent. I mean, we don't have milk and cheese. Well, we have powdered milk, but anyway, there's a lot of our favorite things that we don't have, but we are eating just fine. So you're probably wondering, what's this $161 if you're not going to the store? Well, I noticed at the beginning of the challenge that we were low on yeast. Well, we had like 1.5 pounds of yeast. We were low on baking soda, baking powder, cocoa, salt, a couple of things that are really important when you're baking everything from home. And so I did a bulk order from bulkfoods.com, and they're the only ones I found that had yeast at a semi-decent price. And so I got some things there. That's what that is. Fuel. This is epic. $0 for fuel. I don't think this has ever happened before in our marriage. So like I said, we haven't been driving anywhere. Both of our vans had, at least a half tank of gas, and we only used them a couple of times. Household miscellaneous, we spent $153. Let's see, I got some quilting thread, got some sweet potato slips, some diaper cream and things, some kids' toothpaste, some seeds, lots of seeds. Clothing, I bought some things from the Children's Place. Besides shopping at thrift stores, one of my favorite places to get kids' clothes is from the Children's Place. They have free shipping every day, no order minimum. Let's see, animals, $104. I went to the feed store to get chicken feed one day, and I ordered 6 bags, and when they told me the total, I was surprised because it was a lot less than I was expecting. Apparently there was a sale for $2 off for a 50-pound bag of chicken feed, so then I went back in and got 4 more bags. So I got 10 bags of chicken feed. So that's 500 pounds of chicken feed, so it should last us a while. Allowances, $60. This is what we pay our kids for existing. They have lots of chores and they help around the house, but this is their practice money. They're learning to give to pay tithing. They're learning to save and learning to spend. Okay, our sinking funds. These are funds where we put money every month, but we don't necessarily spend from them every month. But these are categories that we'll inevitably need to spend from at some point in time. So when we do need to spend from it, it's nice to already have the money already set aside rather than wrecking our budget when a big medical expense or a big car repair comes up. So we've been putting $400 a month toward our medical dental fund. Right now there's $2,862 there. Car repair, we put $300 a month. Right now we have $3,283 there. Christmas, we usually put $100 a month. Right now there's $312. I spent some back in January when there were after Christmas sales. Life insurance, we put $75 a month. If we do this each month, then we should have enough for our premium when they're due, I think in November. Birthdays and gifts, we put $40 a month. There's $188 in that fund. Car registration and smog. This is so that when our vehicles come up for to have the registration renewed, every other year in California we have to get a smog test. So that's I don't know, $80, something like that. And then the car registration. So if we put in $40 a month, we don't have to worry about when that comes up, when we need to get our car smogged and get the registration renewed. This let's see, there's almost $500 in there. That covers it. Okay, the Family Fun Fund. We didn't add anything to this fund from our budget this month, but we added $775 because the swim team that my 3 older kids were going to be on this summer, with everything in the world getting canceled, that was among the things. Anyway, that was canceled, so we got our money back for that, so I just put it back in the kids' fun fund, or the Family Fun Fund. We'll see what we do with it. I don't know. Our car fund, we usually put $550 a month. This is so that we can replace my husband's car. He commutes to work, so driving the minivan that he's driving right now isn't very efficient, but we're just going to run that one into the ground and probably at the end of the year get a Prius or something. Last month we only put back in March we only put $500, so this month we put $600 to make up for that. Home projects, we didn't put anything in that this month. Preparedness. Now, I told you back up here we only spent $162 on groceries. Normally we spend $450 around there. So I took the $300 that we didn't spend on groceries and put it in a new category called preparedness. After this is all over, we are going to need to restock our long-term food storage and our pantry. I made this new category, preparedness, so that I can put what we don't spend on groceries in here and then use that at the end of when we finally go back to the store and restock everything. We'll have some money set away for that. And you can see I already spent $189 on this category. I bought a lot of canning jar lids, the flat lids for canning jars. We have plenty of jars and plenty of rings, but I needed the flat lids. And I think I got 30 dozen of those. I ordered them from Target. And I ordered a big 25-pound box of pectin for making jam. I'm going to split that with my mother-in-law, but it was, I think, $100 for the pectin, $109 for the pectin, and then like $80 for all those flat lids. But we are planning on canning a lot. We always can a lot, but especially this year with using so much of our food storage, we will be restocking that, and we're gonna hopefully have a lot of garden harvest that we can. Okay, kids 529s, we put $25 in for each of the kids. Well, 5 of the kids. The youngest, we haven't opened one for him yet. $500 in my IRA. Mike has a portion of his paycheck automatically taken out and put in his pension, so he doesn't have an IRA the way I do. Tax planning and prep, we pay $90 a month for that. Now, this mortgage extra category is huge. Like I said, we had a lot more money to budget this month because in addition to my husband's full-time job with the state, we both have small businesses, and we had expected in 2019 to make a lot more money than we did, so we were withholding a lot through Mike's state job, and we paid self-employment taxes all that time. And then we ended up not making as much as we had planned because we had a baby, and anyway, 2019 was a little bit crazy for us in that way. So we didn't make as much, but we had paid taxes like we did, and so we got a huge tax refund. And then Mike also paid himself from his business in March, where he hadn't taken a paycheck for a long time, but he finally got paid for some legal matters that he had been working on for years. He finally got paid for those, and so he took home a big paycheck for all of that work. Anyway, all that to say, we have a big amount set aside for a mortgage extra payment, but because of the current state of things, we decided to just put $3,000 toward the mortgage, which might sound odd, but that got us below the $300,000 mark. So now we're $299,600 or something left on our mortgage. So we just wanted to get below that $300,000 mark. So we paid $3,000 toward the mortgage. We're just holding on to the rest of this extra payment till things calm down with the economy, that we make sure jobs are stable and everything before we throw this at the mortgage. Okay, now for income in April. If you've seen my budget updates before, you know how this works. We keep all of our income. When we get income during April, we put it all in this category, and then at the end of the month, we zero it out, and then that money is spent in the next month. So we already zeroed it out, but I'll show you here what our April income was like. This is Mike's job for the state. This is back pay for the state. Blog income was low this month. Airbnb was super low this month, under $300. Like every other Airbnb in the world, we had to shut down. Guests canceled their reservations, and we had to cancel some people's reservations too because our county said only essential travel. So sometimes people, from the Bay Area or whatever want to come and vacation in our area, but that's a no-no, and so we had to turn them down. We did have someone who was coming to our area to work, so we let him stay for a little bit, but that was our only guest during the month of April, so this was a big hit. Our stimulus check, however, was large. We have 6 kids, and my husband and I, so that's a stimulus for a family of 8, which at first sounded like, whoa, all this extra money we've got. But then when you look at it, at the money we're losing with our Airbnb in April and May and who knows how long into the future, this pretty much just will cover a couple of months of what we would be making with the Airbnb. Anyway, stay tuned on what we're going to be spending that stimulus check on. We're just starting to budget it in the next couple of days. If you got a stimulus or economic impact check, I would love to hear what you're doing. You can let us know down in the comments. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Stay safe out there, friends. We'll talk soon.